what is going on? It is 12 noon on Wednesday, which means it's time for this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. I'm John Kurzman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Time, to help you understand the technical side of the real estate industry. And really today, we want to help you understand how to improve your video skills in the new digital age of real estate. The digital age of real estate has been something that has been building for years, something that's been brewing for years. The capabilities have existed, and now we are thrust into the new digital age of real estate. And what's happening right now is there's a lot of changes where people are realizing that you can do your business a lot more efficiently through digital methods. And in real estate, there's a lot of face-to-face. I mean, we're talking about usually the biggest purchase or the biggest sale of somebody's lifetime. So that usually is where they want to know, hey, who is this person that's handling this? So there's a lot of the face-to-face stuff, but okay, well, how do you have face-to-face now? Kind of like this, except for maybe using like a Zoom or some sort of video conference software, so that way you could have a two-way conversation. Basically FaceTime, if you're looking for solutions to how you can communicate with video conferences with people, FaceTime a lot of times is more than enough. FaceTime alone. So if somebody has an iPhone and you have an iPhone, you've already got FaceTime. It's already built in to your phone. And the button's already there. All you got to do is press it and boom, all of a sudden you're connected with video. Now, if you're doing a presentation, that's maybe where you're using one of these other platforms, or maybe like Zoom or Google Hangouts or whatever it might be, because maybe you're showing some slides if you're doing a listing presentation or buyer consultation or whatever the case may be. Or maybe we're just talking about your marketing. We're not even talking about the initial appointment. We're talking about your marketing. But my point being is video is now more important than ever. And I want to help you improve your video skills. I've consciously and intentionally focused on improving my video skills, and there's a lot of tricks I have that I think will help you guys out as well, so that way you can have a better digital presence, because your digital presence will make you a more productive, more efficient professional. And that's a little acronym right there: productive, proficient, professional, PPP. Anyways, I'm John Kurzman. You're watching Ask the Instructor. We got a great show for you today.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor, where today's topic is: how do you do videos good? How do you make a good video? How do you improve your digital presence, your digital persona, so that way you could reach more people in a faster, more efficient way? Think of how long it would take you to get 1,000 people to come through your office, versus think of when you take travel time out of the equation, when you take being available anytime you're available through these digital systems. Even if you just need to squeeze in a 5, 10, 15, 20 minute, you have a lot more capability to find that time now, because you're not reliant on having to go to somebody or somebody coming to you. So if you really double down on this, and not just for when you're having those interactive meetings, but also when you're trying to capture leads in the first place, video is an extremely powerful method of communication. So how to get better at video? The number one thing, and we won't spend too much time on this because it's kind of obvious, is practice. You're not going to get good at this right away. No one's born good at video. Nobody is born and is just like a television or movie star or can even formulate a sentence. This is all things that are learned. So if you're not good at video, if you're self-professed that you're not very good at video, you don't quite understand video or anything like that, well, you just probably haven't done it. Things are really confusing until you start to do them. And yeah, they're really confusing at first, but that's when they're most confusing, when you're first starting out. But then as you start to figure things out, things get better. So practice alone, but we don't need to kind of work on that. Just practice, and you will get better over time. Now, here are some of the tricks that I've got to ultimately make your practice go farther. If you're practicing, I would also say to record to record yourself, to use something when you're, and that's the great thing about a lot of these video conferencing systems is you have the ability to just press a button to record yourself, and you could go back and review and listen to how you sound, watch how you looked, and go over basically the gameplay footage essentially, and figure out how you can improve yourself. So work that into your practicing routine. But let's say one of the things I know a lot of people will struggle with is feeling comfortable in front of the camera, to where you don't necessarily need a script. You don't need anything down in front of you that you have to read off of. And at first that's extremely difficult, because when you're put on the spot under the spotlight in front of the camera, all of a sudden, oh man, your mind just might blank out. Your mind just might blank out, and you might not know what to say, what to do. And so at first you maybe want to start out with some scripts. Now, eventually, as you become a master, you won't need scripts. When you've mastered video, when you've mastered communication, you won't need to use a script, but you'll have scripts ingrained into you. They're so deeply ingrained into you from you using them to start out with that you just naturally say things that sound good or that come across in a clear, concise manner because you've practiced it. But you don't want to just practice mistakes. If you practice mistakes, if you practice problems, you're going to have problems when you ultimately implement this in a non-practice environment. So to avoid that, you want to use a script. And this is especially important for when you're making an ad video that you're going to show to people to maybe capture leads. This is important when you're doing one of these virtual video conference meeting things, to have a script of the questions you want to ask, the things you need to say, the things you need to find out, having an outline, a timeline to make sure that this video, whether it's a one-way video or a two-way video, that it's the most productive use of everyone's time. So having a script up front will really help you out with that. And one of the things that might help you out with the script, especially if you're really, and I'll be honest, when I started using videos, I used one of these quite a bit. We actually still have one here. We don't really use it too often, but a teleprompter. So the teleprompter, the thing where it scrolls on the screen, one of the things that's extremely important in videos is eye contact. Eye contact. Now, if you watch a movie or a TV show, very rarely they're usually talking to somebody else. That's what you're watching. You're watching this moving scene of people talking to other people, and you're usually not getting where I'm talking to you directly. They call that breaking the fourth wall in the video and theater world, where you address the audience directly. Now, when you're using a video like this, when you're trying to educate and inform and solicit business from people, you do want to break that fourth wall. You want to try to emulate as much as possible a more genuine interaction. So when you have these conversations with people, when you're saying things, now if you're doing like a Zoom conference or something, one of the two-way methods where it's a two-way dialogue, yeah, teleprompter, you're not going to use that there. But if you're recording a video, because what you want to ultimately use video for, because video can be used very well to help you package up information. That's one of the things that's extremely useful about videos, especially if you want to use them as part of your sale process, is to package info. Now, what do I mean when I say package info? Well, what are other ways you might give information to somebody? You know, probably one of the most old-fashioned ways that you could give somebody information is just handing them a brochure. But what is that brochure? That brochure is a collection of information. And that's what your videos are ultimately. You want to have it be a collection of information. Now, videos are a much more significant investment than, say, a brochure, but they could establish a much stronger connection between you and the viewer watching the video, because they get to see firsthand who represents your brand. Now, you could go on to a website and pay somebody to be your spokesperson, but especially in real estate, I do not recommend that. Because the way that real estate works, real estate is very much a people business. That's why you see companies like Redfin laying off tons of employees. That's where you see companies that are these big, they're trying to be corporate brokerage corporations where, it's like almost like you'd buy a house online. That whole type of like Uber type of environment, it hasn't worked because this is the biggest purchase of people's lifetime. People have a hard enough time ordering food through an app. They don't want to buy a house through an app. They want to buy a house with a person because there's going to be thoughts that they have. There's going to be questions that they have. There's going to be unknowns that they're worried about. They're going to need to be counseled through this process and coached through this process. And this varies so much. Real estate is such a localized business because real estate is different all over the planet. The land is different, the housing is different, the markets are different, the people that live there are different, the financing conditions are different. There's so much variation that it's really important that we have strong, knowledgeable real estate professionals all over the place, because otherwise, if there's not a strong, knowledgeable real estate professional in your area, then the consumers in that area aren't able to get the best service. So you can really take advantage of the knowledge, the information it is that you have, package it up into videos. Now, one of the things I would highly recommend with your videos is to be concise. To be concise, to be simple, to be short, to be easy to understand. These are all extremely important things with videos because when people are watching a video, they have an extremely limited attention span. And especially if you're pushing these videos onto a platform like Facebook or Instagram. People are going on Facebook and Instagram more so for entertainment than they are education. So you could sneak in some education every now and then, but the longer it gets, the more detailed it is, the less that somebody's going to be interested in it. You've got to pique their interest first. And this is difficult a lot of times for professionals to do, real estate or otherwise. When you're a professional and when your knowledge of something is up here and the general public's knowledge is down here, your consumer's knowledge is here, your customers are here, and your knowledge is up here, it's really easy to talk over their head because you're already way above their head. So you want to make sure that you keep your videos simple, that you keep them concise. You don't need to use big words. People usually don't trust people who use big words. Why? Because they might not understand the big word. And when you can't understand what somebody is saying, that's a major communication breakdown. So you don't need to use big words. Keep it simple, keep it concise, keep it short, keep it easy. And this is a general rule I would apply across your entire business, not just when you're marketing and advertising and using videos, but across your business, to keep things concise, to keep things simple, to try to shorten processes. Nobody wants to take more time than is necessary. You, of course, don't want to take more time because the more time it takes you, the more that costs you in time, because that's your ultimate resource. That's what your resource is that you're a lot of times selling essentially in real estate is you're selling your time. And the more time it is that you have to invest, and when I say have to, because I'm all about going above and beyond for your clients, but let's do it in an efficient way. So that way we have more time to go above and beyond for more clients by making things more efficient, making things easier, streamlining. So same thing with your videos. You want to make them short. You want to make them easy to understand. And look, one of the things that can easily be overdone and will easily slow down your ability to produce videos is minimize editing. Unless you're willing to pay to have an editor on staff that's going to constantly edit your videos, that is not the best use of your time. The best use of your time is not to edit videos because you are not paid to edit videos. You're not even paid to make videos. You're paid to sell real estate. So that's ultimately what you want to do, and time that you spend doing anything else is taking away from money-making activities, meaning actually selling real estate. Now, yes, producing content and producing ads through video, through other methods, yes, that's essential to growing your business and being able to get more leads and be able to help more people. But you don't want to get too caught up in the technical things. Look, unless you had a previous career in like video editing or video stuff or anything like that, you shouldn't be doing anything crazy with the video. Nobody cares. A lot of times when you do all these crazy edits with videos, it looks really cheesy. So if you're out there throwing on the cheese sauce, you know those little nacho machines they have like in the bowling alleys that spit out that radioactive orange sludge, that's what you're just dripping all over your videos when you put those cheesy edits in there. So don't do anything cheesy with the edits and whatnot. And not only does it turn people off sometimes because they just cringe when they're watching it, because whether or not that happens, that's not the point. The point is you don't want to waste time. You don't want to waste time on something that's not going to make your videos that much better. Now, of course, if you're all over the place, you know, when you're first starting out, you'll probably have to edit your videos more because you might do things like pause and say or mess something up. And that's really easy to do, especially when you're first starting out with this. And that's why it's so important to practice, to record yourself, to listen to yourself, to use scripts, to practice those phrases, to practice those words, and ultimately shape and grow your speaking skills, your communication skills, because that will ultimately make your videos better. You want to be the image of your brand. If you're using videos, and some point or another, you're going to need to use videos. And if you don't want to use videos, you might be able to still do some business, but you're significantly limiting the amount of business it is that you can do. Videos are huge. People like to watch videos, especially when they're short, when they're simple, when they're easy to understand, when it applies to them. You know, we've done episodes previously, we've done a couple of episodes recently about online marketing and how you could target certain types of consumers based on whether they're likely to buy, likely to sell, where they live, all kinds of things like that. The ad platforms have a lot of capability to be able to do stuff like that. But one of the best ads you can run are video ads, especially when people start to get to know your face, your name, your brand, your image. Because like I said, real estate is a people business. And if you're trying to de-peopleize real estate, I don't know a better way to describe that. If you're trying to de-peopleize real estate, like Redfin, not to pick on Redfin, but look, you deserve to get picked on when you have to lay off a bunch of employees because we have to figure out why. Why is that happening? Why are they not successful? Why are they not able to continue on? Well, because it's about Redfin. It's not about the agents. Whereas the more traditional brokerage concept, it's more about you. You know, Redfin and other companies like them, because I don't mean, again, just to pick on them in particular, because they're not the only one. I don't even know if they're the ones that originated this whole concept, but of having, you know, almost like the salary-based real estate agents. Salary-based real estate agents, and it doesn't matter who you're getting as a real estate agent because it's about Redfin and we're better than everybody else. That was their persona. That was the idea. And compared to more traditional real estate where, okay, yeah, you might be associated with a particular brand, maybe an independent brand or maybe a national brand, but your brand is still about you. Your brand is still about you as the agent and you're at the forefront of your brand. Even though it's the brand that you're with maybe has some recognition either locally or globally, it's still about your brand. And that's ultimately what's important to, if you're really trying to take control of your financial future, you're not going to be able to have control of your financial future in a salaried or any type of W-2 type of job typically, because you don't have complete control, or not as complete of control as you could have in an independent contractor or business owner type of environment. And in real estate, even as a sales associate, you're a business owner, you're an independent contractor, you have your own business. And you have your own brand that you could promote to consumers. And that brand can be showcased very effectively through video. But you got to practice. You've got to make sure you're saying the right things. You got to make sure when you say those right things that you're saying it. And that's really the benefit, I would say, of this teleprompter, of using. And look, you don't need to go invest in a teleprompter system. You can get an app. There's free apps. There's free apps that you get for your tablet, for your phone, that have teleprompters built into them. Now, they work great. They really allow you to, again, almost have like a real TV studio type of teleprompter. If you really want to get crazy, you can get stuff on Amazon for like a teleprompter. Pretty cheap, actually, too. But what the teleprompter allows you to do is it allows you to have a script, but be able to maintain the eye contact with the camera lens. Your camera lens is the pupil, essentially. When you're talking face to face to somebody, you'd look them in the eye. If you want to look somebody in the eye digitally, you have to look into the camera. And especially if you're using like these video conference systems, it could really easily be where you're looking below the camera or to the side of the camera. Make sure you line it up where you're looking is right at the camera, because that's where you're making eye contact, essentially. And that's the same thing if you're just recording a video. The camera lens is essentially the eye contact you'd have with that consumer when you're trying to, again, break down that fourth wall and try to make as much of a connection as you possibly can through this digital video. So the teleprompter allows you to do that, and what it also allows you to do is not have to so much focus on remembering what to say, but now focus on how you're going to say it. Because now the teleprompter eliminates you having to remember what you have to say. You just read off of that, but you don't want to just read it like you're just reading something that aren't even your words. You want to read this like they are your own words. You want to read this like there's no teleprompter there. You want to read this like this is the 100% undoubtedly true one thing that you believe in. And when you find out there was a teleprompter, they're like, oh, really? You spoke so passionately about it? I would have never guessed. Having a teleprompter, it's a crutch that allows you to do that. And again, you can get free apps that allow you that give you some things like that. And eventually, again, you get good enough to where you don't need to use something like this. But that comes after a lot of practice, a lot of refinement. And so if you're just starting out to video, this combination right here is really essential to, again, establishing a good video presence. Because especially if you're just starting up a YouTube channel, you're maybe just starting to upload some videos to Facebook, when people watch a video and they like a video, they don't just want one. They don't want just one video from you. One and you're done. Okay, if you made just one good video, now what? What if they want more? What happens when you run out of episodes to watch on Netflix of your favorite show? You demand more. You go on the internet and you go comment on things like, I need to watch more of this show. You need to make more. I need more Tiger King. People want more content when they enjoy the content. So if you want to deliver good content to your audience, you've got to keep it coming, because people will want more. You've got to keep adding more content as people digest your content. And the great thing about videos, that stuff is there forever. So your videos that end up being the real winners, those ones will rise to the top, and those will help you develop a larger audience. We make a ton of videos here at Tampa School of Real Estate, and there's a ton of videos that don't get a lot of views on them for whatever reason. And then there's at the same time a lot of videos that do get a ton of views. And sometimes those videos surprise us of which ones you guys end up liking. So that's why, if a quick little plug here, hit that like button if you like this video so we know which ones you guys like, so we know what you guys need information on, because that's what we're here for. I know a bunch about videos. This isn't for me, this is for you guys. And I would imagine you guys would like some help with videos right now, but maybe you don't. I don't know. If you do, hit that like button. Maybe we'll do some more videos about how to make better videos there. That's how we figure out how we gauge all this stuff here. But anyway, so the teleprompter could really help you, and figure out how you could package up information. Look at your process. Look at your sales process and what you transition through, that you do this, then you do this, then you do this, then you do this. Okay, going through that process of doing all these different things, how do we take the information, the procedure, the options, the steps, and package that up into a video? Maybe you're running an ad campaign that says something like, did you know you could own your home for less than what most people pay for rent? Maybe that's your attention grabber right there. Hey, did you know you could actually own a home for cheaper than what most people pay for rent? Now, if you're renting right now, you might be wondering, well, what about me? My rent is X. How much could I own a home for? And there's a lot of variables that factor into this, but there's a lot of, I don't know, this is when you don't want to use a script. If when you get good, you can kind of just make stuff up as you go, but when you're trying to make a video that you really want to be on your A game, and again, if you're running an advertisement, you want to be on your A game. And maybe you don't have an exact script that you're reading word for word, but at least you had your points lined up there of what it is that you want to say, of what are the things that you need to communicate to this person. And then you can test this. That's the beauty of, if you've been watching these online digital marketing episodes we've been doing, is the digital marketing allows you to test what works and what doesn't work. You could see what videos people are responding to more, when they're liking, when they're commenting, when they're watching. You can see how long on average they're watching videos on these platforms. And then they get more comfortable with communicating with you digitally, so when they then get on a Zoom conference call with you or Google Meets or whatever it is that you're using, a FaceTime, they already kind of know you a little bit and they're going to feel more comfortable with you. That's, again, the benefit of having this personal brand. People, and that's why the corporate real estate thing is failing right now, because how do you fall in love with a brand? People don't fall in love with brands. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe if it's something they're passionate about, but they don't fall in love with a bank. Let me put it that way. They don't fall in love with a bank. They don't fall in love with brokers. They don't fall in love with salespeople. Now, sometimes people will like their salesperson, but it's because how their salesperson carries them through the process. That's what they're really more in love with. They love it when you can keep things simple and concise and short and easy. And that's hard to do in real estate. It takes a lot of professional expertise and knowledge and know-how and experience to really deliver the most concise, simple, short, straightforward, easy home buying process. And even then, we still have hiccups and bumps in the road that happen that, again, we have to handle in a concise, simple, short, easy process. You know, if you're looking for the ideal business, try to keep it as concise, simple, short, and easy as possible and still make money, boom. You can blow that up really quickly if you keep it concise, simple, short, and easy. We should have made that the topic of today, of concise, simple, short, and easy. It's something to live by every single day because it'll allow you to be more productive. It'll allow you to waste less time in shuffling through complexities. You know, if some process is complex, why is it complex? Does it need to be complex? Is there a way to simplify it? Is there a way to make it more efficient? Is there a way to make it easier? A lot of people are finding that out right now. Oh, it's actually pretty easy to communicate with people if we just embrace the digital tools that are already there. Video's been around for a long time. Back in the 80s, they started making music videos. Back in the 50s, 60s, that's when people started getting TVs in their homes. And even before that, even before they had the capability to see you, they could at least hear you over the radio. So people are very accustomed to getting information through screens. That's pretty much the only way we get information aside from actually talking to people. But there's a lot less of that face-to-face interaction going on right now. And that'll be for quite some time to come. I mean, that's always the case. Before there was any pandemic or anything like that, people were always kind of had their distance. There's a lot more distancing already in place just because of social media and technology where people didn't need to be face-to-face to communicate. You know, think way back to before there were phones. How did people communicate then? They had to send a physical letter to each other. Or if not, go in and see that person face-to-face. We live in an amazing time right now where that's not the case. In a matter of seconds, you could package together some information that you just put in front of a video camera. You know, some other tips that we could throw up here, just quick and easy ones. You got to factor in the lighting and the sound. Those are the two main components of a good video, technically speaking, that you could see everything, that you could hear everything. So lighting and sound are extremely important. Turn on some lights, make the lights in front of you. Invest in a microphone. You know, you always see me wear these little clip-on microphones in here, but that's because we want this to sound nice and good, nice and sultry. So make sure you sound good. Make sure people could hear you. Make sure there's not background noise. You know, it looks really cool when you've got an outside video, but what happens outside? There's noise, there's birds, there's winds, there's cars, there's airplanes, there's all these noises that distract from the message you're trying to deliver. So you definitely want to be in a quiet environment. And then when you're in a quiet environment, if that's inside, you've got to make sure that there's lighting, because nobody wants to watch a video of somebody standing in the dark. Number one, they can't see it. They can't make out the details. They're going to be struggling to make out the details rather than actually paying attention to what you're saying and what you're trying to communicate. So make sure you're well lit. You go on Amazon and buy like all kinds of little, like those little ring light things and all kinds of little lights like that to light yourself up so people could see you. The camera will look better when there's more light. You don't want to be in the dark. Trust me, you will look worse in the dark. There's a lot more shadow. The more light that you have, you look better. So throw all the light on you that you could get. Trust me, the cameras work really well with more lighting and better sound. You do those two things, and those are really the two technical things you need to focus on. Making sure it's well lit and it sounds good. And then just make sure the things that you're saying sound good as well. Practice what you're saying, use a script, use a teleprompter if it fits for that scenario. If you're really trying to dial in exactly what you're saying, teleprompter could really help out with that. Try to package that info together, again, in the most short, concise, easy to use way, and then minimize your editing. You know, we joke around here because most of the videos we do here, we do all in one take. I mean, this is literally live right now. There's probably like a 5 or 6 second delay between what I'm saying and when you hear it. But other than that, this is live, where we're not going back and cutting this and editing it. We do it live. And yeah, I make mistakes. Sometimes I misspeak. Sometimes I trip over a word, or whatever the case may be, and that's going to happen. We're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. You could only get better, though. And the more it is you practice, the better it is that you will get. But don't just rely on the practicing alone. Go back and dissect. Figure out what it is that you need to focus on and work on. What sounds good? What doesn't sound good? What are the bad habits that you need to break? Video is such a powerful tool. So look, that's my pitch for you guys today for video, to get you out there using video more, to make your videos better, because we're in the digital age of real estate right now. Welcome. It's been coming for a long time, and it's officially here. And if you want to be successful in the digital age of real estate, you've got to take ownership of the most powerful tool that exists in digital: video. It's powerful. It takes a lot of power for video. We didn't have the internet capability years ago to do what we do today with video. Now we do. The technology is there. Embrace it. Use these tips and grow your business with that. Look, that's all the time we've got for today, so thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you guys like this episode, hit that like button so we know that you like this one, so we'll make more topics focused around making your videos better. So hit that like button if you like today's episode, and if you want to make sure you get updates whenever it is that we have new videos so you don't miss out on any of this free content we provide, hit that little bell icon. Hit the bell icon, you'll get notifications whenever it is that we go live. You don't have to necessarily watch it live. We'd love to have you on here live. If you guys have questions, you can always put those in the chat, put those in the comments. We want to help you guys achieve a successful real estate career. That's our goal at the Tampa School of Real Estate, to help as many people achieve a successful real estate career. Because we know if we want to be able to help ourselves, we've got to help you. We've got to help you become successful, because that's how we succeed, is through your success. So if you're looking to get your real estate license, complete your post licensing, maybe get your broker license, call us up 813-333-2676, 813-333-2676. That's all the time we've got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you on Friday for State of Real Estate. Hey, so if you're thinking about starting a real estate career, it could feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Look, that's completely understandable. That's why we're here to help. If you haven't already, check out our Success Center, tampaschool.com/success, or if you don't even know where to begin, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. We've got advisors standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way it is that we can. Our phone number is 813-928-0106. Again, that's 813-928-0106. Give us a call. We're the Tampa School of Real Estate.
Do you want a career that allows you to be in control? With a career in real estate, you'll get to call the shots. Whether you're looking at starting part-time or want to become the next top agent, a career in real estate makes it possible. Find out what it takes at tampaschool.com. Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Are you thinking about a career in real estate? Hey, I'm John Chrisma with the Tampa School of Real Estate, and we've helped thousands of people just like you obtain their real estate license. If you're thinking about a career in real estate, give us a call. The phone number is 813-928-0106. Our advisors are standing by to answer any questions you have and assist you in any way they can. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.